What's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be talking about the Fujifilm Instax SQ10, which is an instant film camera that shoots in a square format, similar to Polaroid. To start off with some simple specs, it is a film slash digital camera, or more like a digital camera with a built-in film printer inside, I guess some would say. It is a 28mm equivalent f2.4 lens. It has autofocus. It has two shutter buttons, one which you could choose to actually use as the shutter, and the other which you could use as a function button. I use the right for my shutter button, and the left is the shooting mode. To turn on, you just rotate this towards the left, and as you can see, it's on. I have it now on manual mode. Manual mode just decides whether I'm going to take the shot and review it before it's printed, and I get to do any adjustments if I choose to. That's what manual mode is for. And auto mode, basically you just take a shot and it prints automatically, kind of like your regular Instax cameras. So you have your mode dial, well, your selection dial back here. You could go the top three here. This is exposure compensation. The middle one is filter, and the one on the left here is vignette. Then your lower three, on the right you have print. Here you have the back button, and the one on the left is playback. The middle is the menu, and then there's a scroll wheel here. There's 3 dots here. Well, there's 10 dots here. There's 4 that are unselected, which means 4 shots were taken. This determines how many shots you have left. It's pretty simple. To open the film cartridge, you just pull this and the film comes out. Put a new pack of film, similar to other Instax models if you're familiar with. Not going to open it now because I have film inside. This is an AF assist here in front, flash, and there is a tripod mount socket in the bottom in case you want to do long exposures or set up a photo that you're in, like a family shot or something like that. It does 2-second timer and 10-second timer. This is an AF assist beam for low light situations. I personally don't use it, but it could come in handy for you, I guess, if you're shooting at like inside a nightclub or something like that. So what does this camera come with? It comes with the body, no film, of course, sad. Does not come with a strap. This strap I actually picked up a few years ago on eBay. It comes with a battery, which is the same battery used in the Fuji Mini 90. You charge it through USB on this camera, and you could also buy a separate charger that charges the battery itself. It does not come with it, unfortunately. It comes with the rings, which you attach in case you want to put a strap. It comes with like a wrist strap, like one of these cheap, like this wrist strap, like this paracord one, in case you want to attach that. I personally don't like that. Okay, so let's get into the camera. It's a pretty compact camera. It shoots a square format, as I said. That's why it's called Instax Square. Duh. It's small. In my opinion, it's actually smaller than the Fuji Mini 8. This belongs to my wife. So as you can see, it's a lot thinner, and it's about the same size in like length and width. But it's definitely thinner, which is surprising because there's so much technology stuck into this and so little into this. It's crazy. So in terms of size differences, I know a lot of people are going to be curious about what is the difference between this and a Polaroid, or what's the difference between this and wide and this and mini. So I have here a few examples. First, we'll go with Polaroid. This is a Polaroid. This was a SX70 Impossible Film Polaroid. And this is Instax Square. So as you can see, there's a bit of a noticeable difference. The Polaroids are about 30% bigger. They're also about 30–40% more expensive. And definitely not as reliable as Instax, but more unique, I would say, as you can see from the color rendition on this Impossible Film shot. So there's the differences in size. I actually like I like this one because I feel like it fits pockets more. You could just stuff it in a pocket. When it comes to this, sometimes I have problems. And I think this is a bit more durable. This is made of paper, and the back you can see is a bit ripped, even on the sides here. And I shot this less than a year ago, so love Impossible Film Project. Wish it wasn't so expensive, but there's the comparison. Now comparing it with Instax Mini, same backs. This was taken on Instax Mini 90. You can see the difference there. It's about, I don't know, I would say 30% wider. It's about 30% wider, yeah. And here it is with the Instax Wide. One of my favorite instant film formats. It's the wide format. Same backs again. It's about, not sure, I would say the wide is about 30–40% wider. I love both formats. These are actually my new favorite formats to shoot in. So now that you see the comparisons, let me run through any last specs that I might have missed. It's a great camera. I'm going to show you how to use it. It's for printing. If you want to print an image that you have, let's say, on your computer, you have to rename the file DSCF followed by 4 numbers. You also have to make sure the image that you're going to put on here was not previously edited on Photoshop or Lightroom. For some reason, the camera doesn't pick up anything that's read through or that's edited through Lightroom and Photoshop, which sucks. And I'm pretty sure they're gonna make a firmware update. This camera does have a firmware update capabilities, which is pretty cool. So I'm going to select an image and print it just to show you how it works. And development time for those who are curious on how fast this camera usually takes to develop. Let me just find the right photo. Don't want to waste film. Okay, so I'm going to print this photo of my daughter at Easter. So what you do is you press this green print icon here. It'll ask you to confirm. You press OK, and it'll give you a little animation of it printing. And it'll come up slowly. Obviously, the chemicals are spreading evenly. That's why it's so slow. And there it goes. Now from there, I could turn it off, remove the film. You don't have to turn it off, but I'm turning it off because I want to conserve the battery. And there it goes developing. This is one of the great things about Instax instant film is development time is very, very fast compared to other instant film like Impossible Film Project, and I don't think there's any other instant film at the time. I think all the others have been discontinued. But yeah, as you could see, it's developing here right in front of me. So far my impressions of this camera is it's great in low light. It does suffer from some noise in certain situations, but by those situations I mean like really, really bad lighting. Like going outside shooting in the dark, it's going to give you some noise. And it isn't like pleasurable grain noise. I could show you an example. It's sort of like digital noise, but a way to get around that is just shoot in decent lighting. Um, don't shoot it. I mean, this is great in low light, but don't push it too far. It has a 4 megapixel micro four thirds sensor inside, which is great. It saves photos onto, there it goes, it's still developing. I'm going to put it down for a second. It takes a micro SD card. This is where the photos are stored. If you do not have a micro SD card, it saves up to 50 images. So I'm assuming with 16 gigs and about 4 gigabyte photographs, you could have a whole lot of photos on a 16 gig. I personally don't have too many yet. There's a mini USB here for charging. Battery is on the left side. Manual and auto, I already explained how that works. So yeah, that pretty much wraps up my review. There's nothing that I could say about this. It has its pros, it has its cons. I personally love it because it's so small and it gives me the square craving format that I like, just like Polaroid. I like shooting square format. I have tons of Polaroid cameras that I use. So this is great for, you know, filling in that square crave, you know. Sounds like a Wendy's commercial. So yeah, I mean, it has its negatives, it has its pros. I plan on using it quite often. I do like the fact that I could print images that I've taken on other cameras. For instance, this it was taken on a Fuji X Pro 1. So it's cool that you could do that. Some people might consider it cheating. Some people might say it takes away the whole fun of using an instant film camera. You know, you could have your own opinion. For me, I personally use whatever I'm comfortable and happy with shooting with. So I do enjoy this camera, and I look forward to taking more shots with it. Please feel free to leave your comments and opinions, and if I missed anything or if you have any other questions, feel free to leave them down below in the comment section. All right? So this wraps it up. Take care. Peace.